I would briefly like to present you the project Leergeld. The workshop we're doing here is a part of that new project. The project and the goal of Leergeld.EU is to teach people what the hell is going on with their money, what is happening with their money. We are setting up now a new website to gather all news, everything what is happening around money, about also around interest rates, policies, and the ECB. But before perhaps explaining the website, perhaps I'll first explain the word Leergeld for people who don't speak Dutch. Leer means learning, and geld means money. So it's learning people about money. It's not if you speak German, it sounds like empty money. But perhaps that's also a good definition in this context. So the idea is to learn people about money. In Dutch, it's also an expression. Leergeld betalen, to pay leergeld, it means that you are making mistakes during a learning process. And that's exactly what we're seeing today. There is much to learn in this learning process because, yes, most people see that their savings aren't yielding anything anymore. But does everyone know that ECB policies are also jeopardizing their retirement pensions? Do they realize that ECB politics is basically transferring funds also from ordinary people to more rich people and to government people? So it's increasing inequality. Do people understand that this policy is also restricting productivity growth? I think these are all valid questions, and I think the answer is people don't know. People are not aware of what is happening, and this is why, in fact, we launched this platform, Leergeld.EU, which is focused on European monetary policy. Just 2-3 slides. It is a website, www.leergeld.eu. On that website, you found news. You will find news, interesting articles, both from Flemish media, also international sources, mainstream media, also more underground websites. Everything combined will be centralized on this website. We also added a frequently asked questions on the website. Questions from what is money, to also questions what are the consequences of helicopter money, another debate that's also going on. So all these interesting questions and answers can be found on the website as well. Finally, on the website, we're also launching a petition. The petition campaign under the title Audit the ECB. So you are all invited to look at the website to sign as well. In fact, we're tapping a bit on what is happening in the United States. There we see that there's a lot of discontent about the bank bailouts, about the monetary experiments as well, by the Federal Reserve, by the Fed. And it seems to be leading to bigger and bigger calls for a movement to audit the Federal Reserve, audit the Fed. Many of you will know Rand Paul, the son of Ron Paul, who has introduced his bill to audit the Fed in the Senate. There's also a project in the US House by Representative Massey. So you see that the debate is going on in the United States. And I think here in Europe as well, there's more than enough reason to submit the ECB to an in-depth review. To see, as we have seen in the presentation of Mr. Stark, what we will also see in the presentation of Mr. Van de Kloot, we see that yes, it's true, the ECB is independent. They have their independence, but then they have to remain within their scope, the scope of their mandates, when they are taking actions. And in this context, especially when they are not respecting their mandate, when they are going beyond, I think we have a justified right to have this discussion, to have this in-depth review. By signing this petition, we are asking for more transparency on the decision-making process of the European Central Bank. We are also demanding more investigation on the impact of the ECB policy on the real economy. As Mr. Stark just said, this is highly difficult, perhaps not even achievable. But what we do need is more analysis, more investigation, more studies on these issues to at least have more open this clash of ideas, and not only the message of Mr. Draghi, but a true debate on what is going on with your money. So we will be seeking general support in general public, seeking also political alliances. I see this debate not only in the United States, but for instance also in the Netherlands, where you have Christian Democrats like Pieter Omtzigt. I had a good discussion with Brian Hayes, Irish MEP, last week as well, who in the past has been critical on the ECB as well. So you see that in whole groups of people, the debate is starting to emerge, and we will try to help and gather these voices throughout Europe. This for the website Leergeld. Now to pass on the floor to our next speaker, Ivan van de Kloot. Welkom Ivan, bijzondere dank om hier aanwezig te zijn. Ivan is a very well-known Flemish economist. He is the chief economist of the Itinera Institute. He's also executive professor of economics in the Antwerp Management School. He published a very good book in 2014, which is called Roekeloos, Reckless in English. It treats the questions of responsibility of banks and of politics in the build-up, especially of the financial crisis. He has also published on themes from pension reforms over migration to integration, tax reform, so a broad spectrum. And he is especially, and that's why we invited him, known to speak his mind. To be open, to be frank, not afraid also to think outside of the box, even if sometimes this gets him into trouble, especially troubles with the powers that be. I can assure you, Ivan, the powers that be are not in the room today. So you can speak as freely as you want.